The Islamic faith, as with other religions around the world, places many restrictions on its followers, like what they are allowed to eat, the number of times a day they have to pray, and so on. There are, of course, holy days, and for Muslims, one of the most important events in their calendar is the month of Ramadan. Ramadan is a month of fasting from dawn until sunset, and not just from food and drink, but anything that is in excess or ill-natured. This time is meant to teach the Muslim believer patience and humility and get them more in touch with their spirituality.
The month of Ramadan has very special significance for a Muslim, and Almighty Allah mentions in the Quran, "O you who believe, fasting has been prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those people before you." Fasting is nothing strange even for our Christian and Jewish brethren, because Moses fasted in the desert. The Holy Prophet Jesus Christ, the Bible says, fasted for 40 days, and after 40 days Satan came and tried to tempt him, and Jesus conquered the devil. So fasting has been prescribed for us for our spiritual growth, to make us more alert and to make us more conscious of the ever-divine presence of God Almighty. Fasting is not only a spiritual discipline, it increases you in your good morals, in your character, and it also contains many medical and physical benefits which have been proven. So fasting is first and foremost a religious duty, but it is mainly for the complete and comprehensive growth of a believer.
For the professional football player who's a Muslim, this fast can be problematic, as their on-field performance might suffer.
It's not that easy, of course. Also because here when you're having Ramadan, it's a very long day, so you have to be fasting almost the whole day. And also when you are having the training, you have to give everything you have, and you have to be 100%. And yeah, it's not easy.
I think this is the most difficult part, because of course this is something which touches you physically speaking. So when you have to work and train, more especially train every day, this is a bit hard. But this is part of the discipline and the practice of Islam. To achieve something, you have sometimes to make some efforts, and after you can realize all the gains of these efforts.
When I was younger, I remember with my mother, I had a slight thing with this situation where it was in Ramadan, and I wanted to go and play, and she didn't want me to, because she was afraid that I was going to get thirsty, tired, and exhausted, and then want to drink water or something. But then I didn't listen to her. I just disappeared. But I mean, it still didn't cause a conflict. As I grew older, I mean, when you start playing professional, then it seemed like it's going to become a conflict. But I mean, there's ways and means to deal with those kind of things. And besides, this is my job. It's like what I do for a living and how I look after my family. So there are ways that you can bend around it and things like that, and where you don't have to let the two have a conflict over each other. So up till today, I don't really have a problem with dealing with my career and with my religion.
Although this view is not held by Islamic scholars and is not written into the laws of the Quran, professional football players have to make accommodations for their careers while maintaining their religious obligations. This means that they may have to miss a day of the fast, but they do try to make up for it the best way they can. There is a provision for people who have to travel during the month of Ramadan, though.
Yani profesyonel bir oyuncuyuz. Dini konular zaten kolaylıklar sağlayan bir dine sahibiz. Daha sonra da tutma imkanımız var. Maçlara yakın veya maç günleri de tutmayabiliyoruz.
A soccer player is a professional player, and he stands in need of traveling abroad to represent his country in a match, on that particular day during the month of Ramadan, many scholars have allowed for such a person to take part in sport, even if it means that person must eat for that day, because it will be difficult for that person to be able to fast and to fulfill the best within his sport. So for that particular day, such a Muslim will be able to eat and play his game, and then after the month of Ramadan, he will fast in that particular day that he has missed.
One of the major observances that Islam requires of the faithful is that if they have the means, they should, at least once in their lifetime, make the pilgrimage or Hajj to Mecca. This journey is undertaken to show the solidarity of the Muslim people, and scholars believe that this ritual pilgrimage to Mecca dates back to the days of Abraham. For any Muslim, the Hajj is a very special experience, but for football players who follow Islam, it's difficult to fit it into their schedules.
I haven't been to Hajj until yet, but it's one of my dreams, of course. And it's just because the time of the Hajj just doesn't fit with my holidays, and it's hard for us when we have the whole year football, and you have the whole year only games and trainings, and then you have a short holiday. Sometimes in our holiday you have to be with the national team to play some national games, and it's just making everything between each other and like crossing each other, and you just get a very small and very short holiday, and this a holiday you just need to see your family as well, you need to see your friends, you need to calm down, and of course it's a big wish for me to go to Hajj, and I hope that I will do it one day, but even if I'm not gonna be able to do it while I'm playing football, I mean after football, when I stop my career, then I have my whole life to do everything I want and do the things that I couldn't do when I was playing, and then I could be to Hajj every year if I want. And I think I'm gonna do it like this.
One of the series of rituals performed during the Hajj is the stoning of the devil. This is done to commemorate how Abraham threw stones at the devil when he made his pilgrimage, and to symbolize the casting aside of the human being's own banal desires and wants. For Muslims, these desires and wants are works of the devil and are seen in the modern world in various forms.
First and foremost, alcohol is also prohibited in the religion of Islam, that the Quran mentions that it is the abomination of Satan's handiwork.
In the modern commercial world of professional football, where clubs are run like businesses and sponsorship deals are vital, this can be a problem for the Muslim player. For Freddy Kanute, this caused a dispute at his club in Sevilla when the administrators signed a new sponsorship contract with a website that promoted gambling.
For me, it was not good for me to. It was a personal decision, because it wasn't good for me to make publicity of this kind of website or whatever.